talk about cinematic stuff.
Yeah.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm looking at your name outside the door, and I'm thinking, and I'm trying to do calculations in my head, that it's probably between 25 and like 30 years. I'm looking at those early films that I was doing this with you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
How has your criteria changed for picking a role?
Well, I'm definitely more picky now. I mean, when you're coming up, you take whatever you can get. And then once you have the ability to choose, then you try to choose well, but you also do more of it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're younger, it's like, oh yeah, 5 movies this year? Sure, why not? These days it's like, how about one? So that's one thing that's definitely changed, is just the amount of work you want to do. Because
Sure.
as you know, I tour a lot with the band. I'm in the studio recording. And then if I can make a record, do a tour, do one movie or TV thing, then I'm good for the year.
Yeah, I'm always wondering how you fit this stuff in, because I know you're either in the studio or I'm following JD and seeing you guys on the road and everything. You were just on the road till a week ago or two,
Yeah,
doing your thing. First of all, talk about coming off of that. Are you still in that mindset? Is it hard to come down from weeks of that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, when you get off tour, you always have a couple of weeks of sort of melancholy, because you miss the guys, being on the bus and playing the shows. But the thing is, this time it was a brutal tour, because it was the best tour we ever had.
Yeah.
But brutal in the sense that we had very few days off, and we kind of roll that way anyway. But this year was even more. I had 2 days off and then flew to London to start press.
Yeah.
Was over there for 3 days, flew back here. Now I'm doing press here for 3 days, go back to New York for 3 days.
Yeah.
So it's pretty exhausting.
Sure.
But when you're proud of something, you have to do it, and you want to do it.
Yeah. What was it about this role, this project, that you were so excited that you made the time, did such an amazing job?
Well, Taylor, when I did the Cameo for him in 1883,
Mm-hmm.
we were at the after dinner of the premiere in Las Vegas, and he said, "I'm writing this thing for you. It's called Landman." He said, "I'm glad I got to hang out with you some, because I think I have your voice." He explained it to me, and I thought, that's a world that a lot of people don't know much about, and that's always intriguing, So, and then he told me about the character, and he said, essentially, he's you if you were a landman. And I said, okay, I think I can do that. And also, Taylor allowed me, I think maybe more so than his other shows, this has some humor and some dark humor in it, and I think he kind of, just in talking to me, said, oh, okay, I see how to do this. Taylor knows exactly how to write a script for someone, which is great.
I was thinking the same thing. I mean, this is certainly a character, and you certainly gave it your all. But it seemed I saw some Billy in there, and some of the humor. It was very real in how you brought yourself into this, and was still able to, convey something wholly fresh and new at the same time.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's. I think it's the most powerful work you can do is when you put yourself into something, because. I mean, I've told you this over the years. I've said if they're going to do a movie about Charles de Gaulle, get a Frenchman, because he'll be better than I am at that.
Sure.
But if you want a Texas oil guy, a landman, I might be better than the French guy.
Sure. There you go. Living with this guy for the time it take to bring him to life, how did that affect you, this world, this character, this man? Because I know you invest your whole self into everything you do. So how did that affect you personally?
It was a pretty hard shoot because of the hours and the amount of work I had to do and the weather conditions and stuff like that. So I think it was Jack Nicholson who told me this years ago. He said, when you put the clothes on, let them do the acting. And it kind of did.
Yeah.
It's like I really felt like I was in Texas working in the oil business.
Sure.
And when I got home at night, I was exhausted, had to get up the next day, do it again, which is exactly what Tommy Norris does.
Yeah. But I love that about you too, because that nature, you're such a good actor, and that chameleon nature of it. I know you relatively well, and just in terms of your roles and spending time with you, and yet I fully believe everything you do. You're something totally new every time I look at you on screen. That must be nice knowing you could, still completely transform yourself into whatever you're doing. I know that's the craft, but
Right.
you still do that in spades or better than ever.
Well, you know, it's like I said, you know, you put yourself into it, and at the same time, once you're in that story, it almost just takes you into, you know, someone that you, yeah, it's you, but there's still something about it that you see a person in a different light every time they go out and do something, you know.
Talk about where this could go, this series, and people love this work, and there's a lot of eyeballs on this, and it's done so well. This could be something that goes on for a while. How much does that excite you? You've done some things that have lasted a few seasons, and you know what that experience is like. So how ready for that are you with this?
Well, first of all, we don't know, you know. Hopefully we will know, because I love it. And anytime you love something like this, you know, you want it to keep going. But you know, if we get a go ahead to do it again, I'll be very happy. And so yeah, we don't know a lot at this point, but I guess we got to get through this one first and see how the audience reacts. Because you know, as you know, you can do something that you love, and you know you did the job, and yet the audience just doesn't respond. And then there are other times when you do something that you think is like, that's all right, and the audience loves it.
Yeah.
So we don't know. And sometimes the journalists, I mean, you know, like yourself, you may love it and the audience doesn't. And sometimes the audience loves it and the journalist doesn't love it. You know what I mean? You just never know how this is going to swing. So hopefully people love it, and hopefully we get to do it again.
You're such a great family man going into this season now. How, you have some time off? Are you back with the band? What are you going to be doing? You're probably another album ready to go.
Well, we're going to go back in the studio in mid-December, but for right now, it's more press. I think I'm done the 21st of November, and then it's 10 days with Bella, my daughter, and my wife Connie, and the boys, you know, Willie and Harry. So that, you know, for the holidays, for Thanksgiving and everything.
Sure.
And Bella's now going to college, and she's 20. And when I first knew you, she didn't even exist.
Well, sure.
So, you know, it's just, it's all a lot. But I look forward to the time I get with the family for the next 2 or 3 months when I'm done with this.